Buying a car sight unseen from Europe is a very scary thing, and buying my B7 Turbo from Germany was no exception. I sat there basically biting my nails the entire day, waiting its arrival, not knowing what to expect from this car. I didn't know if it was going to be a huge disappointment or if it was going to be perfect. And I'm happy to say, luckily, this car far exceeded many of my expectations. However, as any 40-year-old car that's been through multiple owners and multiple places and stages of life, you can't expect everything to be perfect. And today, we're going to correct those imperfections. As many people in my introduction video of this car pointed out, there is a few things that are incorrect with it. Some are niche Alpina things, others are just dead obviously wrong, and then other things I noticed while driving that need to be addressed. Because in 1 week, we are taking this thing down to the first show I will be attending with it, the Vintage in North Carolina, the best BMW show of all time. I'm a little bit biased, but it is a fantastic time. This year, we're doing 60 years of the Alpina celebration. It's gonna be a huge thing, tons of awesome Alpinas. So I have to get this E28 looking right so that I don't get laughed at or made fun of by the other Alpina owners. I'm kidding, but there is a few things that bug me. There's a few things that bugged you guys, and you already probably know what they are, and we're gonna be addressing a lot of those things today. So some of the notable things wrong with this car, as again, many people noticed, it's got the wrong badges. It's got Alpina badges, which it should not have. It should have BMW roundels. When the wheels were refinished, they did not keep the centers black. The center of these Alpina wheels is supposed to have a black like face. So we're gonna correct the wheels. It needs new kidney grills. I got OEM chrome kidney grills. We got a brand new correct Alpina Momo steering wheel for it. The one in the car is more for the late E28 or the E34s. So we got the correct early wheel. We have to do front control arms because they're shaky, and then we're gonna do a preventative oil change. And I believe that's about it. So without further ado, let's get this thing up on the lift and start taking care of all the issues. So I got my new emblems here. Just kidding. This is off of a E28 parts car. I got a brand new, genuine rear roundel. Front, I had a nice one off of a parts car. I'm gonna go slap on the front right now because it's just too enticing. You have terrorized this E28 for far too long, fake Alpina badge. Put some tape right here. There we go. Goodbye. But these are labeled as like genuine BMW badges, but they got Alpina on them. And then someone said they're a sticker, but I don't know if this is an overlay. Does a company sell genuine badges with Alpina made into them? Does BMW actually sell these now? That's what I'm trying to figure out, but you can see how faded it is. It just looks like junk. Of course, we're gonna clean underneath. Now I bought grommets, but I don't need them. These ones survived. Oh, look at that. I know you guys are relieved to see that. And actually, so am I. That looks so much better. A genuine freaking badge. Who would have thought that would make all the difference in the front end? So our first stop on this E28 Alpina journey is actually underneath, because I noticed after the first drive a pretty bad transmission leak, and I couldn't really pinpoint it, and I went up here and I looked, and it's the shift shaft seal, surely enough. Sometimes those just leak really bad. It's completely random, but like, you know, output flanges, input flanges, you know, those will leak sometimes, but rarely. But that shift shaft seal will sometimes just leak like a sieve. In the B7 Turbo world, kind of cool. The exhaust has 80s V-bands, which is this thing right here. So pretty much the exhaust can come apart here, and it can come apart right here, which is pretty cool. So we should be able to pull out the center section, get full access to the drive shaft, get that out of the way. You can see here, this hanger is pretty saggy, and this one is broken. So we gotta do our hangers on it. The rest of them are pretty solid. So yeah, we got some work ahead of us down here. Oh yeah, that's super cool, man. We can just, oh, it's light, wow. Dude, this 3-inch exhaust weighs weighs nothing. How cool is that? And now, muffler's still in place, but we have full access to our drive shaft. So now we got access to all our shifter stuff. First off, we're missing the yellow shims at the rear part here. So that's a lot of shifter play that we are gonna address. I swear you could get this out without pulling the tower off. Looks like we're pulling the tower. 13 mil in the back, then you got 2 side 13 mils, and then you got the upper ones that go to the trans. All right, shift knob and shift boot are out. I think I'm just gonna do these top ones. Keep it simple, go straight to the trans. Okay. And now you have access to your shift shaft seal. Pin, which luckily is not seized, and pop her off. Oh man, these are stubborn sometimes. There we go. We got it. Brand new shift shaft seal. And then a 15 mil deep well. Shift shaft seals in. So now we basically just do the reverse of everything we just did. Circlip, or whatever you would call this. Oh, that's much better. Putting the exhaust up in one hand has got to be the most amazing thing ever. New bushings, shift shaft seal done. Okay, we're gonna do a transmission fluid change as well. From the leak, I noticed that it's got the wrong fluid in it. I mean, not wrong, ATF is all right, but these older dogleg G265s typically call for a mixture of gear oil. So it's a little thin. I mean, it shifted fine, there was no issues, but I'd feel personally more comfortable with gear oil in it. As always, fill plug first. And we'll see if anything comes out of here, because if this thing was overfilled, that's also a reason why it could leak. Oh, yeah, it is a bit overfilled. That's pretty crazy. Usually transmissions after use don't have fluid that leaks out of the fill plug. That's actually kind of surprising. I know I always say you fill till it overflows. That's when you stop. But for this thing to have been leaking, and who knows when the fluid was changed. I mean, it's pretty red. I don't think it was done more than a couple of years ago. But for it to have not lost enough fluid to not be draining out, that's kind of surprising. Like, it's still going. Like, that's actually pretty surprising. So I would say it's been about 4 minutes since I pulled this, and it's just now finally starting to drip. That is crazy. Way overfilled. So ATF mixed with overfill, wouldn't be surprised if that's our leak culprit. So now I will pull the fill plug, or pull the drain plug. I don't know if I said fill plug or drain plug. Man, thin ATF. Like, ATF is a thin fluid compared to like the MT90 that can go in these. Drain plug back in. Now for our concoction of fluids, we're gonna do a cocktail. Now, Carl Nelson, if you know him, he's at La Jolla BMW, or a shop in California. Very well-known, respected figure in the BMW community. For G265s, he recommends a cocktail of MTL, and I believe he usually calls for like an actual gear oil, but MT90 is a good choice as well. I'm combining these two. These are what I have on hand. So MTL alone would work fine, but then you thicken it up with a little MT90 or like an 80 weight gear oil, and you give your trans a nice cold fluid and a nice, for when it's warmer, protection. And I've had good luck with this in my transmissions. I'm not going in blind. There we go. And our transmission is serviced. So our next course of action on this car is the control arms. So the front uppers on this car, I'm not sure how old they are. They look pretty old, but as you guys probably saw when I did the first drive video, it had a pretty bad like vibration under braking. Not really vibration, but the whole steering wheel just wobbled. Typically that's your front upper control arms, especially if you're not sure the condition of them. I would start here, and if that doesn't eliminate it, then we'll deal with potentially warped rotors. So I gotta get this heat shield off to get to this one. Still gonna lower the sway bar. The driver's side's fine, but this side with the exhaust in the way, you can't really get your wrench on it. Just had to move it up a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Oh, no, that wasn't bad. No way. The ball joint just popped out on its own. There we go. And voila, control arm out. Let's see how the ball joint was. A little tired, but honestly not bad. All right, here's our new one. So the final torque on this, you want to do with the weight of the car on the ground, or with the weight of the car on the suspension, I guess. So we're gonna snug it up, but we are not going to tighten it all the way. Ball joint doesn't need the weight of the car on it. Bend. Okay, so this side is done, torqued at the bottom, cotter pins in, snug. So we're gonna wait until obviously the car's on the ground for that. All right, so now that we got the wheels off, we gotta do these in pairs because it's up on the four post, so we got the front two here. A lot of people pointed this out in the first video, and at first it didn't bother me, and then once people brought attention to it, I was like, ooh, that needs to be corrected. So these early Alpina wheels, these are pre-center caps. You could almost see to the right of the screen here, the C2's there with the newer style that has the center caps. The center cap, these are the old ones that don't have a center cap. They just have the little hub thing in the middle with the branding. So this center is supposed to be black on these wheels. These were refinished, which isn't out of ordinary for a 40-year-old car to have the wheels refinished. And they did a good job, but we got to get this center correct because it does not look proper not being black. And in order to do that, we are going to do this method. So the hardest part is the template. Now, Alpina back in the day didn't make things easy. It is actually not just the center that's black. However, the black extends about 2 millimeters onto the face. So your paint literally overlaps onto the face, which seems weird why they would do that, but it actually does make kind of a visually appealing difference. So the hardest part is getting that right. Yes, you could tape it off and just do the middle, and I have a set like that, but I wanted to get it as close to proper as I could, and in doing so, we've devised this plan. Thank you to my awesome neighbor. He helped me 3D print a template that basically, when you put it on here, gives you about 1 to 2 millimeters of overlap on the face, just so that our black is exactly where it should have been from factory with Alpina. You can see there, it gives you a little bit of a space. It's supposed to be 2 millimeters. I may have measured it a tiny bit small, but nonetheless, it will help us get us the face covered. And then from there, I will add all my other tape and stuff to cover the rest of the wheel. Paint of choice for this, I got the Rust-Oleum semi-gloss enamel. It's very unclear what colors were used in period, and people in the forums would have said Duplicolor semi-gloss enamel was the best match. It's discontinued, so I had to get the next best thing, which is the semi-gloss Rust-Oleum. So if you've ever seen a set of these, it is like a semi-gloss black center. It's not supposed to be like gloss shiny. It's not supposed to be matte. It's like a perfect in between. So I think this will be fine. There's nothing to center it except for my eyes. So this will be interesting. Now let's get this right. Dang, that actually worked pretty well. The tape holding it down flush so that we don't have to worry about the paint getting underneath. And I'd say it's centered pretty well. So we got our test mule outside. I'm gonna scuff it up a little bit. I don't gotta go crazy here, but anything helps. Acetone wipe. Throw some primer on it. Okay, time's up for the primer. So now we can do our actual coat of the paint. I added these E12 motor mount bracket arms to weigh down our centerpiece. It's our first layer. Second layer. Okay, moment of truth. Let's see how we did. Move our weights out of the way. I was not perfectly centered. We were definitely had a little more lip here than here. That looks pretty good. I mean, certainly from 5 feet, it actually looks like a correct wheel, so that's really cool. I mean, that looks way better, come on. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I think the finish is perfect. Lovely. All right, so now that she's down on her own weight, 130 Newton meters. Oh, okay. Put this sway bar back in place. Thrust arms tight. We are all set underneath here. And next up is something I hate, which is oil changes on early M30s with the canister type. Super annoying to get to. And to make it even more difficult, we got the Alpina sending unit here for our VDO gauge in the car. So undo these. I already got a picture of them. Get the wires out of the way. Let's loosen this and see how much oil leaks. Oh, actually not horrible on this car. Some are a lot trickier. Nothing scary in the filter. That's good. Yeah, that's old oil for sure. It's pretty dark. Looks good, not metallic-y or anything like that, but dark. By the way, it's like 1 in the morning here. 3 days to get to the vintage, so I am doing everything very last minute here. Old O-ring, new O-ring, crush washer on the bolt. We're doing VR1 20W50, just like all my M30 cars. It's not horrible on the E28. On the E12s with the motor mount arms and the subframe, these are really tricky to do. Gotta label it till it tells you the front. G is the yellow, WK is the green. There we go. Perfect. All right, filters in. Put the drain plug in and we'll meet you up top. Fill it up. It's like all M30B35s, it should be about 6.1 quarts. So we're gonna pour in the 5 here. And then a little bit of the other jug. Pour a little bit from this one. We got oil pressure. That's, thank God, right? Yeah, we're a little low. Oof, right at the top. Perfect. Oil change complete. All right, and we're gonna reset our oil light, which is red on this car. So our connector right here, pins 1 and 7. You wanna jump, I gotta have the diagram pulled up on my phone. I don't remember this off the top of my head. Like so. Now we go in the car and turn the key on. And the light should extinguish, let's see. There we go. You see that? So it went from the red inspection, okay, check control, chill out. From red inspection to now oil service green, meaning we just reset our oil indicator on this thing. So, I mean, that's more so that we don't have an annoying red bars on the cluster, but at least now the car knows it's got its oil change. While we're here in the front, a big moment as well. A few people pointed out that it should have chrome kidneys. And you know what? I agree. I love the shadow line, but I think chrome kidneys just look really good. I believe aftermarket or black ones like this have to be aftermarket. I don't even think Shadowline cars would have had these. I'm not sure, but this one hurt. Factory, brand new, genuine from the dealership, kidney grill. They did bring them back. You can buy them new. It costs a disgusting amount of money, like 200 bucks or something, like 190. I know you can get like aftermarket ones, but I don't trust that those would be nice. And on a B7 Turbo, I think I can splurge on a genuine set of kidneys. So this should be merely a 2-minute job here, as long as these clips are in good shape. These ones are coming out nicely, so that's good. Now we're doing some cosmetic transformations to the car, which you gotta love. Okay, pop that out. Part number. Oh, woo-hoo-hoo. I don't think I've ever had or bought brand new kidneys. There's tons of these on eBay. They're all cracked. The chrome is peeling. Holy crap, do these look good. I don't even want to touch them. My hands are too grimy for these beauties. So, clip. Dang, those lower clips actually clip in there pretty good. Close the hood for the full effect. Boom. Correct emblem, chrome kidneys. I think that looks beautiful. That really corrected the front end of this car, for lack of other words. Fresh chrome. I mean, it makes it look more classy. It really brings back the class from the car. Plasti dipped stuff that you know is supposed to be chrome just doesn't come over very well. Keep moving down the list. And for this next one, we're bringing out fresh gloves. No, this is not a pizza delivery. This is an exciting one and another expensive one. Look on the side right there. You see what that says? Original Alpina teal. You guys probably know what this is, and a couple of you mentioned it, or I think maybe only one person mentioned it in the intro video. Again, I read through every comment, as I always do, and I just listened to what you guys said. So, an expensive trip to the Alpina online shop found me this. Do we know what it is yet? Oh yeah, you can see it. Cue the angel noises. This is a brand new, out of the box, E28 Alpina Momo steering wheel. The wheel in the car, yes, it's a genuine Alpina wheel, but it's not correct. The wheel in the car is for a 88 year B7 or a B9, I guess. and then E34 era. And to be honest, I don't really love that wheel regardless, even if it's on an E34. I think it's not the prettiest. This is a beautiful wheel, and it's brand spanking new. I'm not even gonna wanna touch this. I think I'm gonna have to bring driving gloves down there. If you just look at the detail on this thing. All right, so let's work on getting ugly out. I think it just no, that feels not right. God, that's not graceful at all. This will be a wall ornament sort of steering wheel because I don't think anyone would want this. It's a little beat up. Pops right up. Oh, well, I forgot to check if the hub was different. We didn't actually have to take that off. Look at the wheel with the hub. These are two different hubs. You can see this one's more of just the accordion. This one actually has a solid base hub. This came with the wheel, so I'm gonna trust that this is the correct one for the car. This one does not work with this column. That's a bit odd. Because you can see how this one has the poking out hub. This one is covered by this. I don't have any other E28 turbos to compare to. Well, that kind of sucks. So I guess we will use this hub. I'm sure someone in the comments will have an answer for me as to why this hub I got is incorrect. Either modification of the steering column or an error on their part, or an early car versus a late car. Put this back on. Momo made in Italy in 2023. I don't think it matters how this goes. I think that works fine. And last but not least, there we go. There we go. Working horn. Oh yeah. Now that is much better. I got my rear two wheels finished. By the way, I was here till 3:30 in the morning yesterday when I was filming, and I gotta get this thing done for the vintage. So I had that motivation in me. Caps installed. And of course, last but not least, we have to get rid of this ugly old rear emblem. Junk, brand new from the dealership. Ooh. Oh yeah, that went in very satisfyingly. Voila, we have a B7 with proper badging. I got beat up about these badges. I would never do such a thing. I told you guys I would correct it. I didn't lie. I told you I was gonna correct all the things you pointed out. So I think we did that. And there we have a bettered B7 Turbo. I think this thing looks like $1 million bucks. I mean, it already looked like a great car, but we just did the extra mile, I would call that, and corrected a lot of the important things. And on a car like this, those little extra mile things are some of the most important things you could do for the car. I mean, it is literally transformed. I'm feeling really good. I think this thing is ready for some North Carolina mountain ripping. Be a little nerve-wracking, but it should be a lot of fun. And I am extremely excited to do it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you to all the knowledgeable people that comment on my videos and constantly help me learn and help and teach me basically what to correct on these cars. Sometimes it doesn't all stick out to me like it might to you guys. So to everyone that pointed out the issues with this car, thank you very much for pointing them out. I hope I corrected them to your satisfaction. And thank you so much for watching. And we'll see you in North Carolina at the Vintage with this thing. Cannot wait.